Sorry for, you know, you see all these other booty gurus and they have their hair all fancy done and stuff. That's just not me. That's not me. My hair either hangs down to my rear, is pulled back, or is in a bun. So I am not going to get on here and act like I'm something different to you guys. Okay, let's get this started, shall we? Did I just do that? Kind of reminds me of Jenna Marbles. She says, you're either going to kill it or you're not. Yeah. Let's see if I can kill it. Huh, Jenna? My daughter watches her. She's pretty funny. So to start off with, I know the beginning of this video is totally whacked, but I am going to give a shout out to Little Makeup Channel. Hey sweetie! Mwah. I see your comments all the time. Thank you so very much for your support of my channel. I love watching yours too. I will put a link to her channel up in the cards here if you'd like to go check her out. She does real nice, quick videos, no BS about it. Shows you the product, gets down to it, and that's all she wrote. She doesn't do a lot of talking like I do. So if you're looking for a short, quick, she's your channel. Today we are starting really a continuation of a series, but it's a new series. First off, I'm going to put on some of my lip oil. This is the Clarins Instant Light Lip Comfort Oil, and this one I'm putting on, I believe, is Honey Glam. Honey Glam because the regular honey just is yellow colored and honey scented. This one has sparkles. God, I love this stuff. Oh! This is the most comfortable applicator I have ever put to my lips. Oh, Lord have mercy. And you combine that with this formula. Oh, man. Okay, now today, like I said, we're starting a new series but continuing an old. And you're probably thinking, has she lost her marbles? Huh, Jenna Marbles. No, I haven't. The reason I say that is because we are continuing my foundation over series, but I can no longer do foundation over 40. I have to kick it up to foundation over 50. So, because in January 8th to be specific, I turned 50 years old. Sure, I could technically keep it foundation over 40 because I'm technically over 40, but that would be cheating. So, we're starting a new one, foundation over 50, and who knows, maybe if I'm here when I'm 60 years old and still on YouTube, we'll start a new one then. Okay, so to start it off, I've been wanting to try this for a while. I love, if you guys follow me on my channel, you know, I've been looking for it for the last, I kid you not, hour. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I've been looking for this last hour and couldn't find it. I turned my head and it's sitting right there. This is one of my, okay, that's it. You're going first and foremost. No phone. I didn't mean that. Okay, anyways, let's get to this. ItCosmetics Confidence in a Cream. This is one of my all-time favorite creams. It is a beautiful cream. My mom uses this. She is 80 years old. She adores this product, okay? So I have high hopes here. This is their Confidence in a Compact. And they call this their Skin Transforming Full Coverage Solid Super Serum. This does have SPF 50, UVA and UVB broad spectrum, and this is a physical sunscreen in this. And it claims it is for all skin types. This contains 0.63 fluid, or not fluid ounces, 0.63 ounces, because I forget this is a solid product. And like I said, this is a physical sunscreen, so it does contain titanium and zinc oxides, or titanium dioxide and zinc oxide specifically. Let's see here. Let me take a closer look here with... Boy, I need to get my reading glasses in here. I really am over 50 now. Because I can't read the small print. Okay, I gotta go get my granny glasses that I use when I'm writing. I'll be right back. I can't read it. Well, I'll tell you, I guess when you turn 50, your eyes go, and so does your damn memory, because I can't for the life of me find them anywhere. You watch, when I sit down to write, they'll probably be sitting right at my computer. Isn't that something? When I'm younger, I needed correction of my vision for far away. Now, I can't see close up. Okay, so I can see that the #1 ingredient in here is dimethicone. Wow. I don't imagine that they would put denatured alcohol in their products, because ItCosmetics, after all, is all about skin and preserving skin. From what I can see here, I can't see it, but again, I can't read very well right now. Okay, so let's take this out first off and take a peek at it, shall we? Or actually, maybe I should read what it says here. This one life-changing compact is your full coverage foundation, anti-aging, hydrating super serum, SPF 50 UVA, UVB broad spectrum physical sunscreen, collagen and antioxidant-rich super ceramide cream. Developed with plastic surgeons and dermatologists, it's talc-free, paraben-free, cruelty-free, and it's clinically tested. It says, tip, a little goes a long way. Using your favorite ItCosmetics brush or included skin smoothing sponge, apply and blend for complexion perfection. My God, there are an enormous amount of ingredients in this. I mean, the inactive ingredients list is so long, it takes up the whole bottom here and then the whole side here. I don't think I've ever seen a foundation that loaded with ingredients. So let's give her a try. And I did get this in the shade Fair. Okay, so there is the compact. It's the front of it. And there's the back showing the shade. And it does have a little release button here. And then when we open it up, we have the little sponge that says ItCosmetics on the front. Okay, so we have a little cover. A little doohickey, as typical with most cushion foundations. And how do oh, there we go. Hang on here, we have to, has a little tab here that you can pull. We can get a hold of it. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. That smells literally, you know what it smells like? It smells like their CC cream. If you guys have ever smelled their CC cream, that has kind of a, it's a really unique fragrance. It's kind of got a citrus-like fragrance to it. And I did pick up the, well, I picked up several brushes. I think it's this one they recommend, which is number 704, the Skin Smoothing Complexion Brush. So we'll give this a try. Normally, I don't purchase the brushes that foundations recommend to use with them, but I do enjoy ItCosmetics brushes a lot. I have quite a few of them. I really like them. Groundbreaking anti-aging skincare infused brush hair is what they claim. This is number 704. So it's kind of an angled flat top kabuki, if you will. It's closest I, feels very soft. You know, I almost hate when they do white bristles though, because the minute you stick them in the foundation, they get all nasty. So what I'm going to do is, as usual, I'm going to try half my face with a brush and the other half with my beauty blender, and let's see how that turns out. I have two little samples here of primers I really enjoy that I'll probably end up purchasing in full size because I really like them. They're both by Smashbox. This is the Photo Finish Primerizer and the Photo Finish Primer Water, and I actually did a review on that. If I remember, I'll put it up here in the cards if you'd like to see it. But I'm just going to go ahead and use both of these. And also underneath this, I'm trying out this, you know, I purchased Algenist. This is the only product of theirs I've ever actually purchased full size. This is the Genius Liquid Collagen Lip, and I absolutely love it. And I got a little perk here. This is their, again, this is the Algenist Genius Line Ultimate Anti-Aging Cream. and has microalgae and alguronic acid in it anyways, and I'm trying that out. I have that on my skin underneath here as the, you know, as my moisturizer. I'm on the hunt for things to help with wrinkles and such like that, and if you guys really, I'm going to give a full review on this because I know this has nothing to do with this, but I wanted to mention it real quick because I'm on my second container of this. This is by Peter Thomas Roth, and this is called Unwrinkle Night. And I will tell you, like I said, I'm going to give a full review on it. It is a more expensive night cream, but holy cow. When I was, basically I purchased one and went through the whole bottle, or the whole container, and just loved the way my skin, the transformation of my skin. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to stop using it. I'm not going to continue, now that I've got, you know, I've used an entire one of the jumbo ones, which I think is 2 ounces. The regular size is 1 ounce, but I bought the jumbo size in 2 ounce. So I've been using it longer than normal, if you will. And I thought, I want to see if I just got like a placebo effect or it's really made a difference in my skin, so I stopped using it. If you guys look at my videos, and when I do a review of it, I'll give you a time frame. But literally, if you look at my videos a year back, you'll see my skin looked way better than it does today. And I truly believe it's because of this product. So I purchased another one and started using that again. Man, I'll tell you. Okay, I'm just going to spray some of the primer water on. I really like this. Boy, it makes quite the difference. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, I see all these people on YouTube, and of course most of them are younger who are doing it, but you know, they'll take their sprays and spray it over their face and then take a fan and hold the fan. You see Nikki Tutorials do it all the time. She'll hold a fan up to her face after she puts her primer spray on or whatever. Every time she does that, I'm like, oh God, don't do that. Don't do that. If you're out there and you're doing that, I highly advise you not to do it, because when you spray, say I'm going to spray this on my skin and use this as a primer on my skin. When you spray something wet and moisturizing, that has moisturizing benefits in it and components to it on your skin, and it starts to absorb into your skin, when you literally fan it with air to help that absorption, you're absolutely defeating every purpose and actually making it worse than it was before. Because the benefits of moisturizers, these have components in it that actually draw it into the skin. And you want it to draw into the skin. Well, what happens is when it's drawing, in the process of drawing into the skin, and then you add a blast of air to it, evaporation occurs. And evaporation pulls moisture out of things. That's why their face dries fast when they put up a fan. Well, guess what happens when these moisturizing benefits are instantaneously starting to go into the skin, and then you hit it with a blast of air causing evaporation to start, and it starts pulling out. It pulls out not only the moisture that you just put on, but it pulls out the moisture that it grabbed onto under the skin. Don't do it. Or if you do, just be prepared for the fact that you're probably going to have severely dry skin. I mean, it's just, you know, or you're going to have even more oil production if you have oily skin. You know, if you spray something on your face like this, or say at nighttime you spray a toner on your face or what have you, don't ever apply air to it afterwards and trigger evaporation. That's the best thing I can say. Just let it naturally absorb. You want it to absorb, not evaporate. Okay, so let's give this a try. And they say with the brush that I can just pounce. This is definitely a solid serum foundation. You know, one thing I do wish is I wish ItCosmetics would really work on their shade range. I keep hearing, oh, they don't do dark, they don't do dark, they don't do dark, like I do with everything, like every company out there is racist. No, that's not what it's about. Because you know what? This is too dark for me, and this is the fairest shade it comes in. I cannot stress enough, it is about what sells. Is it fair? No, it's not. It's not fair to consumers who have darker skin tone, and it's not fair to consumers like me who have extremely pale skin, because the chances of me finding a foundation that match me that are on the drugstore shelves is very slim as well. So, okay, anyways, let's see if we can get this to, it is very, very firm. There, we're picking up. And God, it's got that, it's got that CC cream smell. Literally the identical smell of their CC cream. Which personally, I don't like the smell of it. Just, I don't know what it is about it. It's never appealed to me. Some people like it. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not something that appeals to me, you know? Well, this feels right off the bat very moisturizing, and holy cow, did that just, wow, that blended with my skin beautifully. Of course, I haven't zoomed you guys in. Sorry! Hopefully you can see better now. Let's pick up some more. You really have to, I mean, this is solid. It might be because it's cold where I'm at, I don't know, but that left a really nice glow there where I applied it, and it's not sitting on top of the skin. It literally meshed with my skin. That's, so far, if it continues like this, I'm going to be real happy, because that's the one thing that I don't care for about the CC cream, is it seems to sit on top of my skin. I can't ever get it to really blend with my skin. And of course I'm going to take it down my neck because it's not my shade, but it is the lightest shade they have. Oh, that is really pretty, you guys. That has a beautiful finish. Can you see how much healthier this side looks already? And smoother? Just balance my color nicely, even though it's not, you know, my shade. Wow. And of course those primers, the combination of these two, right now those are my go-to for smoothing skin. And even look right here on my cheek, how smooth that looks right there. Okay, let's try the forehead, and then we'll go move on to the other side. I like this brush a lot too. The angle to this brush applies the product really nice, because you can stamp it in, but the brush is soft enough, picks up just the right amount of product, and it's soft enough that you can buff it in too without leaving behind a bunch of brush marks. Okay, so there's the side with the brush. What do you guys think? Now, let's try the sponge on this side, and what I want to do is I'm going to try first to just go into the compact while my sponge is clean and pick it up, and of course I won't do that again because I don't want to take the bacteria from my face and transfer it to the compact, so I'll actually use my fingers to get more if I need more, which I'm sure I will. So let's just try and pick this up. Boy, this is really a solid, very much a solid serum in here. Okay, so let's see what this does. And actually, you know what? Come to think of it, you're taking the brush and applying the brush to your face and then going back into the compact with the brush. So it really doesn't make any difference if you go back in with the sponge. I don't know what I was thinking. And I forgot to say, with the brush, I would say that it gave me probably a light medium to medium, I would say medium coverage. So let's try building this up a little with the sponge, because I can definitely see the coverage is lighter with the sponge. Not only is the coverage lighter, but I do not like the texture it's leaving behind with them. Like on this cheek here, I don't know if you guys can see it, this is really smooth here. Like when I'm looking in the viewfinder, I can see the shine of my cheek here because it's really nicely smooth. It's blended in with my skin. Whereas here, I see a lot more texture not only from my skin, but from the Beauty Blender almost, it looks like. I don't see it like meshing with my skin on this side, so I'm actually gonna go back to the brush and let's see if it really does make a difference with the brush, if I see a change on this side. And the other thing is too, is with the sponge, I was getting very, very light coverage. Oh yeah, wow. That's interesting. I really don't think I've ever seen a foundation that is as drastic different looking appearance-wise from a Beauty Blender to a sponge as this one is. Because see, now on this side here, whereas before I had like all that texture and blotchiness that I was seeing from the sponge, now I've got that same smooth appearance that I do on this side. At least on my skin, in this case, applies better with this brush. And I'm just trying to build it up a little here on my cheeks where I can see my freckles and stuff coming through. Well, there we go. What do you guys think? I definitely do not like this product applied with a sponge, at least first impressions, I don't. I actually think the best way to apply this is not only with the brush, but with a patting in motion. Like actually patting it into your skin using the brush. Because I noticed even when I'm buffing it, it does, you can see that it's moving the product around. But when I pounce it in, I'm getting that adhesion to my skin. Or I'm getting it to adhere to my skin, not an adhesion. You know what I mean. And it looks really nice. That, in my opinion, is really pretty. And just to show you, I don't know if you'll be able to see how much of that I used. I don't know how, it's hard to tell how long I think it would last. Now I do want to try with their sponge, I want to try just on this one side, kind of going over it with their sponge and seeing if it makes a difference. It is picking up product, without a doubt. So that's how much product it picked up off my face. I don't know, can you guys, I would say that on this side now that I've picked up the extra product, this side has more of a dewy glow to it, whereas this side still has a nice glow, but it's more satin now that I've picked up all the extra product. And because this has, you know, more of a shine to it, I can see the imperfections in my skin more than I can on this side. Which side do you guys like better? I think I like this side better actually with the sponge. Isn't that interesting? But I will tell you that you have to be careful with the sponge because like I kind of touched it with the edge right there and it picked up a considerable amount of product and kind of left a bare spot. Just let me try going over my cheek here and really press it in with this. It really, really presses the product into your skin. You know, you've got a lot more where you can really press the product into your skin. The coverage is not as high now because I can see like on my nose and on the sides of my nose here, my freckles peeking through again already, and even up here on my cheek. But, so I did lose some of the coverage there. I'm going to try just real quick with, I'm going to see if I can build up. I put a little bit on there now. I want to see if it'll build with the sponge and how it builds. Huh. Well, what it comes down to is this. I would say that if you want to try this foundation out, and you don't have the money to spend on a beauty blender or a brush, I think you're going to be okay using that sponge. Because from what I can see, even applying it here, it applied it nicely. Now it is sinking into my lines already, right there. And there, that whole line. You see that? And this whole line. And it's already sunk into the lines on my forehead. Dang nabbit! Wow, that sucks. Okay, I'm gonna get some powder here because I want to try and see if I can stop this from sinking into the lines further. I'm gonna grab my Hourglass veil, this one, and what I'm gonna do just real quick is go over it and then set it just like I would in the under eye area. Okay, now let's do the same with my forehead. Man, it just went into every line. Okay, so there we go. Now, I am not going to do anything else on my face right now because in the next video that I'm recording here, I'm trying out a whole slug of Marc Jacobs products. So, I don't want to add anything else yet, but as usual, when I am done with my full face, I will come back and check in and show you what it looks like with all the makeup on, and then I'll do a final check-in at the end of the night to see how this wears. But so far, other than the fact that it has a real issue sinking into lines, it looks like a pretty foundation. But boy, does it sink into lines quick. Whew! So anyways, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Love you. By the way, I really quickly wanted to add, I can't believe I forgot this, but the price of it, this sells for $38. I purchased mine at Ulta. I think they're also available at Macy's. But as always, I will put links down below in the description box if you're interested in checking this out further. So I just wanted to add that real quick. Okay, see you in a bit. Daughters, teenage daughters. Okay, you guys, I'm back real quick with just a check-in after I finished my makeup, which took me forever. It's been 3 hours now that I have this ConfidenceInACompact on. I have to tell you guys, you know, I'm always going to be honest with you. This looked, in my opinion, beautiful when I put it on. It just doesn't right now. The only thing that looks nice, in my opinion, are my cheeks. This whole area, which is my problem area, I might add, and my forehead. My forehead's not too terribly bad, but this whole area here is horrible. And I normally don't have a lot of issue in this area with my pores showing and real visible. My daughter told me this is more visible to her than this marionette smile line I've got going on right now. And considering the fact the only thing I can see, you know those marionette dolls that when they talk, they because they're split here? That's what I see when I look at myself right now. Because the smile line, let me zoom in real quick. Oh, literally, that's all I can see. Even though I powdered and these wrinkles here coming off my mouth on this side, horrific. Look at that. This smile line here, I mean, look at that. That's horrible, you guys. Look at it. I literally look like a marionette doll. Wrinkles in my forehead look atrocious. The foundation has sunk into every line. You know, I feel like my forehead has a life of its own, It has its own little eyeball. Here's its little eyebrows, and here's its eyes, and you know, here's its expression. I mean, it's just horrible. I cannot believe in 3 hours time it has done this. To me, my cheeks look beautiful still, both sides. And they're holding on to my makeup beautifully. But this whole situation around my mouth is just horrific. And I don't understand. I don't think I've ever had a foundation do this breakup and make these massive lines like this as fast as this one has. And that really surprises me because this is ItCosmetics. They focus on products for mature skin. What the... Did you forget we have wrinkles we have to deal with here? Guys, remember, I set those damn smile lines, okay? I patted all of the foundation even. Got it out of all the wrinkles on my forehead. Got it out of my smile lines. And I set that with the Veil Translucent Powder. And it feels doing that. That is horrible. I look like a marionette. I not only look like a marionette, I look like an old, used and abused marionette. Hello, my name is Shelbie. Oh God, it's horrible. I mean, it looks like this at 3 hours. I can't imagine what this is going to look like at 8. Okay, hello everyone. We are back for the final check-in on the ItCosmetics Confidence in a Compact. Do I want to look? I don't want to look. I don't want to look. And by the way, everything I've got on right now, including the lipstick, all the face products, eyes, is all Marc Jacobs. It will be coming up in a video right after this one. Interestingly enough, I just got done watching Nikki Tutorials. She had on one of Marc Jacobs. Oh God, I just blanked on her name. She's Lady Gaga's makeup artist and works with Marc Jacobs. And I guess Nikki Tutorials is doing a lot of stuff with Marc Jacobs, which is amazing. I wish Marc Jacobs, wink wink, would start working with some of the influencers my age, because clearly we wear his products too. But that's a long shot. Okay. Now, I did wear my glasses throughout this entire time, and it is now 8:45, so I've had this on for almost 9 hours now, because I started at noon. So let's take a peek, and please excuse, you know, my eye makeup and stuff, because it's been on for a long time now. It's ready to come off. But let's take, oh God. Oh. You know, I wasn't expecting it to get better, and after 3 hours of wear, it was not looking good. So, but I had no, oh boy. Okay, now it is completely gone from under my nose here. That does not surprise me, because I wipe my, you know, I itch my nose a lot, and that you guys hear me sniff a lot. It's because I have a very severely deviated septum, and so my nose runs constantly. But there's nothing left there. I mean, you can just see rings of foundation around my nostrils, and you can see all my skin. I mean, there's nothing left there. Interestingly enough, when I look at my chin here, it's like there's a foundation line that goes right around here. From here down, there's pretty much nothing. And from here up, I have foundation. I have no idea what's caused that, because I wasn't laying down or anything, so I have no clue why. I haven't had my hands on my face, so I don't know why that happened, but she's gone. This area here is just a catastrophe. That's the best way I can, when I look at it. Like I said in my check-in video, I feel like I look like a marionette, because I have these just lines here that are so horrible. I mean, look at that, you guys. this smile line here, it literally looks like a line, even from a distance. And this one here, it is accentuated these smile lines so bad that I look like I have just going right down through my face. That's horrible. This wrinkle I have here it's sunk in. I'm going to use my tongue to push the skin out so you can see it. Oh. I literally, if I went to like an event and had this on and it did this, I would be mortified. I really would. Oh God. The wrinkles in my forehead, the same thing. The foundation has literally sunk into every wrinkle on my forehead. Look at that. God almighty. Ugh. Cheeks look beautiful. Now this is a normal, you know, first off, having my cheeks still look good, very normal with me on foundation tests, because that's quite frankly the place where my skin is the smoothest and I have the least flaws. You know, I've got these nice fat plump cheeks, which keeps, you know, you know, I mean, for those of you that don't know, let's be blunt, fat under the skin is just like filler under the skin. So areas where, you know, I have these plump cheeks, and yes, I do have very high cheekbones. You know, my cheekbones sit clear up here on both sides. I've always had very high cheekbones, but you know, my fat in my face acts like a filler, so it doesn't surprise me that this area looks nice compared to the rest of it where I have flaws and wrinkles. And that's why I want to get these filled in so bad. But I've never seen a foundation emphasize. I mean, look at just my still face and look at how emphasized these are. Forehead, not so bad from a distance. This, horrible. The foundation has, not only has it sunk into the line, so there's a line of foundation. The best way I can describe this is, okay, think of the wrinkle as a trough, okay? So it kind of goes down like this in the skin. So you have the edges of the skin up here on the top, and then you have this trough, okay? Well, down here deep in the trough, I've got a line of foundation. The sides of the trough have no foundation, and then the tops of the trough have foundation again. So I know it's kind of a weird way to describe it, but when I look at this wrinkle on each one, everywhere, here, it's done the same thing. I literally have, when I pull the skin apart, I see a line of foundation, and then I see two naked stripes on either side of it, and then foundation again. So that's what drives me absolutely nuts about foundations. You know, some foundations, when they sink into the wrinkles, it's kind of okay because they don't create that blank spot on either side of where the foundation is lying in the deepest part of the wrinkle. So it's still, even though foundation gets into the wrinkle, it's not as obvious. But in this case, the foundation's gone into the deepest part of the wrinkle, and then on both sides of where the skin comes back up from the wrinkle, there's no foundation at all. So it's like there's this line of white and then nothing and then white. I mean, it's just, it's the worst way that in my opinion, it's the worst way that foundation can respond to wrinkles. It's just, I hope you can see this. Look at this side. And like I said, my forehead, it's the same way. When I pull the wrinkles apart, I can see that stripe of foundation in there, and then on either side of it, nothing where the, you know, because basically the foundation in moving with the wrinkle, you know, because this is the area where I have the most expression in my face. Clearly this foundation is not flexible at all, because what's happened is that in those areas of high movement and the foundation's been moving in the wrinkle here in these areas, has sloughed off of the side of the wrinkle, fallen down into the deepest part. So there's no foundation on the sides of the wrinkle, and there's a line of it down the deepest part of the wrinkle. That's hopefully the best way I can describe it. Maybe better than the whole trough thing. But anyways, you get the point. It's just, it is the most, in my opinion, on my skin at least, is the most unattractive way a foundation can perform with wrinkles. And it really surprised me because, you know, again, this is ItCosmetics. This is a brand that is more designed for women my age. So I don't understand this response of the product. It applied beautifully at first. I thought it looked probably the most gorgeous foundation I've used in a long time right out of the gate. But within, actually, immediately it started sinking into the wrinkles. Immediately it started doing that. You guys saw at the beginning of the video, I literally went through, got the foundation smoothed out of the wrinkles, and then put powder there, trying to halt the movement. Because, I mean, I literally saw it immediately happen. I don't think I've ever put a foundation on and had it immediately sink into my wrinkles like that. It was just that quick. So it doesn't surprise me that I have this response. You know, it is determined to move. It's just that simple. The other thing is too, is it got really, really cakey here. And that is something I can't think I ever have happen. I obviously do have pores here, but they're not enormous, you know. But this foundation really, because that's the one thing Bree told me. I asked her, you know, what do you think? Can you see this from a distance, what it's doing in the lines? And she said no, from a distance she couldn't, but what she could really see was my pores. And I was like, what? What do you mean my pores? What pores? You know what I mean? Because I'm like looking at myself going, pores? What do you mean? Because normally when I put foundation on, especially if I put a primer and foundation on, they pretty much disappear because they're not that evident. They are now. And that was several hours ago she said that. And let's just say it has not gotten any better. And it has caked up around my nose as well here. This foundation, let's just face it, it does not like movement. Anywhere where I have movement, it has completely just not, it is, I mean, look at that. That is, you know, I don't ever get that around my nose. Yeah, but it does not look good here. She's definitely right. If you can see as I smooth my skin out there, it looks cakey. I mean, look at that right there. Ugh. I hope I'm getting, you know, you guys are able to see this, but right here in my pores, the worst possible place it could do that, it looks cakey. But like I said, everywhere else it looks beautiful, in my opinion. I mean, look at that. It's held up real well. Interestingly enough, the lines that I have coming off my eyes, which are much finer, obviously, than these lines, it has not migrated into the lines that I have coming off my eyes. It has not migrated into the lines under my eyes. Those are obviously much finer lines, but still, it has not moved there. My chin down here also, similar to the way it did here, looks cakey. I just don't understand this at all because it looked so beautiful when I put it on. It really did. I mean, it made my skin just look, if it could keep that, I mean, this literally would be my favorite foundation in the world if it could maintain the way it looked when I put it on. But it's just nowhere close to that. You know, if they could get this formulation here to have flexibility and stretch so that it doesn't respond like this with wrinkles, I think they'd have it made. But the way, right there, the way that it responds to my wrinkles knocks it out of the park for me, because I look at this and I look old. I don't know what you guys think, but to me, when I look in the mirror, I don't like the way I look at all here or on my forehead. As for how it feels, I don't feel it on my skin at all. It's a beautiful feeling foundation. It doesn't feel as though it's clogging my pores, even though it makes them look like that. Pores! You know? What pores? I keep thinking because that's what I did. It's like, what do you mean? Anyways, it feels really nice on my skin though. I mean, it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel clogging. It doesn't feel thick. When I move my face around, I don't feel like I'm wearing foundation. It is a beautiful wearing foundation in that way. It just has no flexibility, and that knocks it out for me. Now, the area where my glasses sat for the last however many hours, there is product on the little nose pieces of my glasses, but I don't see like these big, you know, here I can see a little wear and I can see some color, but it's not enough, you know, like if I were to walk in somewhere outside of this issue and this issue, okay, maybe if I just put a scarf there, anyways, you know, and I were to walk in and just take my glasses off, I don't think you'd notice that I had been wearing glasses. Some foundations I've had where when I take my glasses off, I literally have 2 pea-sized blank spots there, you know. I'm not seeing that with this at all. So it's real interesting to me that it can hold up under the pressure and abrasiveness of my nose pads sitting there and moving around, but it can't hold up under the pressure and movement of my face. And I really don't know what's caused this whole cakey mess here. It just, I have no clue, because it did not look like that at the 3 hour mark. But you can clearly see, I mean, it, especially when I smooth that skin out there and that, you know, you can see how it's like all the foundation just caked up right here on both sides where my pores are, like the worst place it could do it. Besides the wrinkles, that is. So anyways, you know, I think it's a beautiful foundation. I thought, you know, you can go back and look at the beginning of the video. You guys saw it. I think it looked beautiful when I first applied it, but, and yes, the but does negate everything before it in this case, because if it can't hold up and it can't sustain that even somewhat, then it's out for me. So, you know, I'm really, really hoping that I can either find a way to stabilize this product in those areas, or that they continue working on this formula to get it so it has more flexibility in it, because it's a beautiful formula. I think it feels beautiful on the skin. It looked beautiful on my skin. You know, that's it. So anyways, that is my final check-in on the ItCosmetics Confidence in a Compact. I have a lot of foundations coming, so let's hope we find something different. At least in terms of my wrinkles, until I can get those suckers filled. Okay, yeah, we'll see how long that'll be. Anyways, wherever you're at in the world, I hope life is treating you well. And if you're having struggles, you're beating the bitches back and persevering. Remember, don't ever give up. Don't ever give in. Don't let anyone tell you no. If you have a dream, you go after that sucker balls to the wall, and you don't quit until you achieve it. And always know you're going to have struggles along the way. That's just the way it is. We don't learn easy. As far as I'm concerned, things that we learn easy, we don't retain. It's what we struggle for and what we work and earn that we retain and succeed from. So that's just been my experience. And remember, when you're out in the world, please treat those you encounter with love and respect, because they, like you, have feelings and can be hurt. Until next time, I love you guys. Bye!